It's actually quite comical to see everything that we've been talking about for so long, predicting, addressing, speculating about as well, all really kind of coming true. And today, more than ever before, it feels as though we have the plan in front of us. We just have to wait for them to execute it. And when I say them, I mean the elites, the big players. And we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be addressing it. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. And also, if you guys are not in the free Discord, you guys need to join the free Discord. There's over 6,000 plus members in there as well. It is the #1 Discord regarding crypto. I'm telling you guys right now, I put everything on that. So if you guys do want to join it, there's going to be a link down in the description below. And with that being said, let's dive on in. So #1, let's start off with the Bank of Japan. So we had a breaking news statement on August 23rd. And the quote is, Parliament told there will be no change to central bank's basic stance on monetary easing. Ultimately, what we are seeing here is the Bank of Japan governor warning global markets are unstable. So, listen, I don't think that I need to tell you this. I don't think that anyone needs to tell you this. We know that the global markets are unstable. Everyone is trying to look past it. They're trying to ignore it. And it is only to really kind of support what they want to see. Listen, we can't be oblivious to the facts, which is the fact that the macro right now is still bad, right? The economy is still bad. They can put up fake numbers all day long, but we know what's really going on behind closed doors. But this is exactly what they want. Don't get it twisted. Over here, we have breaking. U.S. job growth overstated by 818,000 jobs. That's right. 818,000 jobs, almost 1 million jobs. The Bureau of Labor Statistics revealed that 818,000 fewer jobs were created from March 2023 to March 2024 than previously reported. This significant revision lowers the estimated employment growth from 2.9 million to 2.1. Raising concerns about the recent labor market recovery. However, some economists suggest the revisions may not be as concerning as they appear, attributing the changes to methodological factors and outdated data. Now, listen closely to this real quick. It's only 16 seconds, and then we will continue on and really why this is important.
You know, the range of how many jobs they would take away for a variety of reasons, maybe the largest is the birth-death model for businesses, was going to be somewhere between 350,000 and 1 million. It comes in at 818,000.
So you guys have it. And again, you know, as we really look at what's been going on, we've been getting lied to. Again, this is what they want. They want to lie to you. They want to tell you the complete opposite of what's really going on. And I started to report on this back in, I want to say 2022. It was more so around CPI data. And I do specifically remember it because I remember going to the grocery store after CPI data was, coming in at a certain, percentage or so. And I would go to the grocery store to really kind of look at the prices, check out, see how much it comes to, and compare it to what CPI was telling us. And it was the complete opposite. Even if we actually look at utility cost, so electrical and things like that, gas as well, it's clear that they've been lying to us. And with the jobs data, I feel as though it's clear that they continue to fake these numbers, continue to prop the markets up because it is election year. And it is concerning on where we are headed. Now, also over here, talking about jobs, unemployment, it is now going parabolic exactly like 2001 and 2008. The last two crashes and the flash crash of 1987 began in September. Now, are we about to have a black swan moment in this space? Are we about to have a massive crash? It's very well possible. It's definitely something that we need to watch for. However, I do believe that they will continue to prop this up, possibly even into quarter 1 of 2025. We can't be too impulsive on this because we never really know when it's going to happen. But we just know that something is going to break. Something is going to happen in a large way. But what is the end goal here? That's what everyone needs to focus on, because it's not just a crash. You got to remember that this crash has been orchestrated. It's been something that they've been planning for a very long time. And you got to question, why are we about to have this massive crash? Why are we about to see a complete collapse of the financial system? That's what you need to be asking. Now, also over here, we could pretend this repeat pattern is just a coincidence if you want. High yield index option adjusted spread. And here you actually have that pattern going all the way back to 2019 into 2020 as well. And here we have roughly 2022 to 2024. And if we go back to 2020, we already know what happened. And everything kind of seems, it's kind of crazy to think about this, but everything kind of seems to be aligning with 2020 a little bit more than ever before. If we're talking about altcoin charts, if we're talking about charts in general, everything is kind of following the 2020 timeframe perfectly. And it's insane to me. It's almost so easy. But again, this is leading us down the path to one of the largest collapses in history. And as I've said many times over, you got to wonder why. What is going to happen after the fact? Well, let's go over here to this post. So we have from Ripples in Wales, Jackson Hole, August 2024 Fed meeting. This year's meeting was around the topic of reassessing the effectiveness and transmission of monetary policy, particularly on the plumbing of the financial system and how liquidity by central banks flows through the economy. You can't make this stuff up. The level playing field. And yes, check this out. Here we have the title of this year's symposium is Reassessing the Effectiveness and Transmission of Monetary Policy, where the debate will, in its own very arcane way, focus on the plumbing of the financial system and particularly on how liquidity directed by central banks flows through the economy and impacts factors like industrial output, inflation, and even consumer behavior. Now, also over here, we have the title being highlighted. We also have the individuals there. Of course, you can see it's a Fed meeting. You also have the ECB president. It's very interesting, right? It's very interesting to start to see these things aligning perfectly. And you might be looking at this and saying, like, Nick, I don't get it. I don't understand it. What are you talking about? Well, if we are addressing one of the largest collapses in history happening around our monetary system that is orchestrated by the elites, by the big players, what do you think their end goal is? It's to replace the old financial system to usher in the new one. Everyone is looking at, the financial policy in the US, and everyone's like, you can't make this stuff up. Like, they're printing massive amounts of money. It's almost as if they're causing this crash. And yes, that's exactly what they're doing. You don't have to be, a rocket scientist to see the fact that everything that we've been seeing around our financial system, when it's, bad or even good, has been orchestrated. It's been manipulated. It's just like the data that we're given by the Fed. It's all manipulated. It's all nonsense. And it's all to do a specific thing, either prop up the markets or push the markets down even further. And this is to support their overall agenda and their plan behind the scenes. Now, I've said this over here. This goes back to the beginning of July. There was a video of an individual that went viral talking about how $100,000 is the new middle class in 2024 and how the spending is just insane. Like, the bills are insane. No credit cards, no student loans, no kids, and their monthly bills hit almost $8,000, which is just crazy to me. Now, yes, there's a few things in there that they could have, dropped off a little bit. Like for an example, their mortgage, which is 3,200, it looks like their house poor at that point. But again, the other bills is just crazy if you think about it for two individuals. Now, I said, then when you talk about the largest financial reset in history coming, people are so quick to disagree with you. The warning signs are clear that we are witnessing the planned and controlled collapse of the old financial system. This is exactly what I have been telling you guys. We need a big leap, or in better words, an event that ushers us into the new system. The BIS director told you this, yet so many are still in the dark and asleep at the wheel. The big leap event will be the crash. Collapse the old to usher in the new. Simple. They need a big problem, a big reaction, and then the biggest solution. Most are missing the target and they are not seeing the signs right in front of them. And even if we think about this, right, go all the way back. This goes back to like 2013. All right. And it was titled, and this is from the Federal Reserve Board, Replumbing Our Financial System, Uneven Progress. Now, this started because of 2007 to 2009. The official major collapse that everyone knows recently, right? It's a very recent collapse. And they even say that the financial crisis of 2007 to 2009 has spurred significant ongoing changes in the pipes and valves through which cash and risk flow in the center of our financial system. The big question here is, what happened since 2013? Well, now the Fed has been talking about CBDCs, stablecoins, DLT, blockchain, even AI. They are changing the entire financial system as we know it. These include adjustments to the forms of lender of last resort financing from the central bank and changes to the infrastructure for the wholesale overnight financing of major dealer banks. Significant changes in the regulation of money market funds are under construction. And they even talk about OTC, derivatives. I mean, this is literally everything. The entire financial system in the US, as we know it, is changing. And it is the plumbing side of things. And this was back in 2013. They were aware of what needed to happen back in 2013. And ever since, guess what we have been witnessing? The Fed pushing faster payment systems, pushing new technology, third generation technology that can help push this into reality. And that's why we look at FedNow, we look at the connections with FedNow, we look at the players tied to FedNow, and we continue to focus on what the Fed is doing beyond cash and what we have in our current financial system. But also remember that the BIS, Central Bank of Central Banks, posted back in March of this year, fast payments, design, and adoption. This is changing the plumbing. This is how we get to that new plumbing. It's all infrastructure related. It's all changing the way the infrastructure really not only looks, but also how it operates. And it is more so in a faster way, in a much, more efficient way as well. And the full focus here is cross-border payments. This is why we look at, everything that we're seeing face value. We look beyond that. We look behind the curtain because they don't really give us a full view of what they're doing. But if you look into it and if you actually study what's going on behind the scenes, you can clearly see the plan. Now, remember, this is all plumbing wise, right? All infrastructure related. Guess what? Here you have Chris Larson. Big shout out to 707_crypto for this. We're in the plumbing of the financial system. We don't need to market to consumers. Check this out. This is Chris Larson.
If you want to go direct to consumer, you might turn around one day and realize your entire company is marketing and customer support, and it's like 5% tech. And that's a recipe for failure too. Right now, we're about 2/3 tech because we're in the plumbing of the financial system. We don't have to market to consumers. And that way we can attract a bigger tech team. And the best tech people want to work with great tech teams, and that means big tech teams. So I think we can have more impact. So and especially if you're trying to serve Chinese banks, Japanese banks, German banks, Australian banks, you cannot have any politics in this. You can't be thumbing your nose at China's capital controls. You should be trying to help China market the RMB in Latin America, and whatever they want. So I think you have to take a very agnostic view and just be builders, not disruptors. I think that would be the main thing I would say. And I hope we're seen that way.
There you guys have it. And again, they are in the plumbing business. They are one that I would argue that they're one of the companies that are really trying to work with banks to upgrade the antiquated system. That's why we look at these players. We look at those types of companies because guess what? We are just building up to the finale around our monetary system to finally reset it and usher in to this new infrastructure around our financial system. So many people, I'm telling you guys right now, so many people are distracted by nonsense around them. They're more interested in scrolling through TikTok, through brain rot content. They're more so focused on watching, TV or watching their favorite YouTuber talking about nonsense. They don't actually look beyond what we are seeing every single day, distracted by all this nonsense. They don't look beyond that. But if you actually look at what's going on around us, we are witnessing a orchestrated reset of our global financial system to usher in the new plumbing, to usher in the new system. And it is all based on digital rails. The full focus here is going digital. That's what they want to do. That's why we are being lied to. They are planning this. They're planning this to have a timed destruction, if you will, of our financial system. That's why they're propping it up. They know exactly when to pull the plug, and that's exactly what they're going to do. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on for some more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.